Imagine New York in the early 1990s. Many neighborhoods were struggling. Old buildings stood empty. Businesses were leaving. Investors looked at these areas and saw only problems. But one businessman saw something different. Every morning, while other investors searched for the next big stock or the next booming company, he walked through forgotten streets of New York. He studied the buildings, watched the people, and paid attention to how the city was changing. He noticed something that others ignored. No matter how difficult times became, people kept coming to New York. Young professionals arrived chasing careers. Artists arrived chasing dreams. Entrepreneurs arrived chasing opportunities. The city never stopped attracting ambitious people. And if more people kept arriving, eventually they would need places to live, work, shop, and build businesses. So he started buying property, not the famous buildings, not the expensive locations, the buildings nobody wanted, one after another, month after month, year after year. Friends thought he was making a mistake. Financial experts warned him that he was taking huge risks. Some investors openly laughed at him. To them, these neighborhoods looked like dead investments. Why buy property in places that nobody wanted? But he ignored every warning. He wasn't buying for the present, he was buying for the future. As the years passed, New York slowly began changing. Crime rates dropped, businesses returned, new restaurants opened, coffee shops appeared on corners that had once been empty. Young professionals started moving into areas that had been ignored for decades. Property prices began rising. Then they rose again and again. Suddenly, neighborhoods that nobody wanted became some of the most desirable places in the city. The businessman watched quietly as the value of his properties multiplied. Buildings he had purchased for a fraction of their worth were now worth millions. Investors who had once mocked him were now trying desperately to buy property in the same areas. But they were too late. He already owned much of it. His wealth grew faster every year. Banks wanted to work with him. Developers wanted partnerships. Reporters wanted interviews. Yet he continued doing the same thing he had always done, thinking long-term. While others focused on the next year, he focused on the next decade. While others searched for quick profits, he searched for lasting value. His real estate empire expanded across New York: apartment buildings, office towers, retail properties, entire blocks of valuable land. Every time the city grew, his fortune grew with it. Eventually, he became one of the wealthiest real estate investors in America. People called him a genius, a visionary, a master strategist. But when journalists asked him about the secret behind his success, his answer surprised everyone. He said he didn't have a secret. He simply believed in New York when others didn't. He bought when people were afraid, and he waited when people were impatient. That was all. Most people spend their lives looking for shortcuts. They want immediate success, immediate profits, immediate results. But this businessman understood something powerful. Great fortunes are often built slowly, not in weeks, not in months, but over years of patience and discipline. The neighborhoods he bought eventually became some of the most valuable locations in New York. Millions of people walk those streets every year without realizing the story behind them. Without realizing that decades earlier, one man had looked at the same streets and seen a future that nobody else could see. And that future made him a billionaire. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and follow Ibrahim Documentary for more incredible stories about billionaires, business, and success. See you in the next documentary.